Hi guys, so this week we are going to be drawing self-portraits, and portraits are a really great thing to learn how to draw so that we're not just drawing stick people with smiley faces for all of our people, but we really know where the features of the face should go. So this is a step-by-step process. Feel free to watch this video and draw along with me and just pause as you go, or you can watch it all the way through and then give it your best shot. So the first thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is the orientation of our paper. So our paper needs to go up and down like this. We often call this portrait style when our paper is up and down and not landscape or horizontal side to side. You want plenty of room for your head, the top of your head, and the top of your shoulders to all be in view in this portrait. So the first thing I'm going to do is, of course, I'm starting out with pencil in case I make a mistake or need to erase some of my guidelines. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a really big circle, and the top of the circle isn't quite to the top of my paper. It's a little bit below because I'm going to leave room for the top of my hair to go up above my head. So I'm going to draw a circle. Again, it's not a perfect circle, and if it's not the size you want it to be, just keep kind of going around and around until it's kind of a good size, okay? Then we're going to extend the bottom of our circle into a chin shape. And this is the first step where you might want to take a look at a photograph of yourself or go take a peek at yourself in the mirror to see what shape your jaw is, because everyone has a little bit of a different chin shape. Some of us have really pointy chins, some of us have kind of square chins, some of us have really round faces, but nobody's face is perfectly circular. We all have little jaws at the bottom. So my jaw kind of comes out at the sides like this and then points down in the middle. And then I have like a little bit of a dip in my chin. All right, so now I have sort of a general head shape. The next thing I want to do is I want to divide my head shape into a couple of sections. So the first section is a straight line down the middle of your head. Our faces and heads are pretty symmetrical. They're not perfect. The eye line is halfway up the face, and that might surprise you because you might think, oh, my eyes are kind of towards the top of my head. But if we're looking at just the face area, forehead down, your eyes are typically almost dead center in your head. So I'm going to draw another line going back across my line of symmetry that divides my face into fourths like this. Okay, the last line I need to draw is a line that's sort of halfway in between my chin, which is this line, and my eye line. And this is where our nose goes. So it's, again, about halfway in between our chin and our eyes is where our nose lies. The mouth line is about halfway in between the nose and chin, a little bit higher on most people actually. So if this was the dead center between my chin and my nose, I would maybe put my mouth a little bit higher than that. So I'm gonna put my mouth line right here. I always like to start with the eyes. And again, you might want to look at your face and see how far apart are my eyes. Everyone's eyes are a different width apart. Some people have really close together eyes. Some people have really far apart eyes. Look at your own face. And then the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my pupil, which is the black part of our eye that helps us see, okay? Then I'm going to draw my iris, which is the colored part of my eye around the black part that lets me see. So now I kind of look like a robot that's going to shoot you with my laser beam eyes. So now I'm going to create the football shape of our eyes, because our eyes are not round like buttons. Our eyes are kind of the shape of a football or an almond. And the top of your football and almond and the bottom should touch your irises on either side. So I'm going to go, something that I like to add that's just a little detail, but I like to do it while I'm drawing the eyes, is I like to add just a little C shape on this outside corner, and that is our tear duct. I think our eyes look a little bit funny without our tear ducts. And then we want to draw our eyelids too. So our eyelids come up a little bit above our eyes. My video cut me off, but I was saying you can either connect your eyelid line all the way in to the inside corner, or you can just take it up about halfway up your eye. And that creates our eyelid. Again, our eyes look a little bit funny without any eyelids at all, but how much of an eyelid you have will really depend on your eye shape. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to come down and we're gonna draw our nose. And you can draw noses a bunch of different ways. You could go really simple, like this little C shape, kind of makes you look like you have a button nose. You could go like this. Some of us have noses that look like this, like from the side. You could just draw two little nostrils if you wanted to. Or you could kind of go all out and draw a full nose shape, which is what I'm going to do with mine. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a nostril, which is kind of a teardrop shape, on either side of my line of symmetry, and then like a little bumped curve in the middle. Then I'm gonna draw the edges of my nose, which are like two little L shapes. And then I could either draw the bridge of my nose, I could draw the little bump on the end of it. However many details you wanna add to your nose is up to you. So if I was really looking at my face, I would say this side's goes in a little bit further than this side because I broke my nose. The next thing that we want to do is we want to draw our mouth. And remember, our mouth is halfway in between, or a little bit higher than halfway in between our nose and our chin. So again, you can draw lips and mouths a bunch of different ways, but we don't want to just do a smile that's just a line, right? Because we would look crazy if we just had a line for the mouth and no lips. Your food would fall right out of your mouth. So we do want to draw lips. You could draw yourself with a straight across mouth, and our top lip has this little dip in the middle, and then our bottom lips curve out like this. So you could draw your lips like that. You could draw yourself with a smile. You could draw yourself with a really big smile. So be creative with the mouth that you draw, but keep in mind that you need a top lip and a bottom lip. Please don't send me any portraits with a smile that looks like this. That's not what our mouths look like. Okay, so I'm going to go into mine. And then you could draw some little smile lines right here if you want to make it look like you're smiling, or if you have wrinkles like I'm starting to get. All right, so we need a couple more things before we're done with our self-portrait. One of them is eyebrows, okay? We look really crazy like aliens without eyebrows. So again, look in the mirror and see how far up your eyebrows are, how thick they are, how close together they are. We really want this portrait to look like you. And then I have some little hairs that go like that in the middle of my eyebrows. I look kind of angry in this picture, but I promise I'm not. Okay, so there's my eyebrows. I have eyes, I have a nose, I have mouth. Now I need to draw my ears. And the top of our ears, if you put your finger at the corner of your eye gently, don't poke yourself in the eyeball, and drag it outwards towards the side of your face, eventually you're gonna run into the top of your ear. That's because the center of our eye lines up perfectly with the top of our ear. And then we want to draw the little inside fold part. So I kind of draw mine like a question. I started out like a question mark, like this. And then I make a little C shape right here. And that kind of looks like the inside of most people's ears. So I'm going to draw my other ear on this side. And now I need to draw my neck and my hair and some eyelashes. And I'm done with my self-portrait. So, a lot of people when they're drawing portraits in my classroom, if this is their head, they will do one of two hairstyles on themselves, despite what their hair might look like. So they'll either do this business, just two lines kind of swooping out from the top of their head, or if they have short hair, they might do this. Our hair comes down over our forehead. So reach up and feel your hairline. Mine comes down quite a bit over my forehead because I've got some bangs in the front of my face. But yours might, if you wear it kind of slicked back in a ponytail or something like that, it might come down to about here. And if you wear your hair very short, your hairline might be a little higher than other people's if their hair kind of covers most of their face. So if I'm drawing really long, straight hair, I want to find my part, and I want to come down quite a bit over my forehead. And then I'm just going to draw in like these short strokes. My hair kind of comes up and then out and goes behind my ears. I wear it behind my ears a lot. And then the top of your hair doesn't sit flat on the top of your head right here like you might think. Our hair comes up off the surface of our head a little bit. So I want to start my hair really like up here rather than straight on top of my head. So I'm going to take my hair from here. If you have short hair, again, your hairline is going to come down over your forehead and come off of the surface of your head a little bit. So if I was going to draw short hair, and this is my face down here, but again, the top of your hair and the bottom of your hair, neither one of those are sitting on top of your actual head shape, okay? So our hair comes off of our head a little bit and it comes down over our forehead a little bit, and then maybe there's your part. Okay, if you have curly hair, it's kind of the same business. It comes down over your forehead a little bit. So if I was going to draw someone with curly hair, I might say, here's the ears. And then again, I want to start this hairline maybe down here. So maybe I'm going to do sort of this irregular scalloped action. A little bit of scallops, and then again it might come off the top of your head a little bit, and depending on how fluffy your hair is depends on how high off the top of your head it might come. If you have something like braids in your hair, again it's going to start down on your forehead, your hairline, and then I would maybe draw like little rows for your braids, and then add some curved texture to them to make it look three-dimensional and like it's going back in space. And again, you would want to end your braids or whatever hairstyle you have up off the top of your head, okay? So we have one more thing to do. Sometimes I just like to scrabble the bottom of my hair because I think it looks kind of real. All right, so now we have our neck to do, okay? Our head doesn't sit completely on top of our shoulders. That would look really funny. We all have necks, and you might look at your own neck and see how thick or thin it is. It kind of curves in a little bit on either side. And then I want to draw just like the top of whatever I'm wearing. So I think I'll just give myself a really simple t-shirt here. And then my shoulders are going to be in a little bit of view in this portrait as well. The one thing that I forgot in my self-portrait was to add a few eyelashes. Remember that even boys have eyelashes, and we look kind of funny without them. They protect our eyes, and they also kind of frame our eyes. So you don't have to make your eyelashes look super long if you don't want to, but we do need a little bit of eyelashes to frame our eyes. However you decide to customize your portrait, don't forget to go in and erase your guidelines, erase any lines that you didn't mean to make, erase any oops that you made that you want to fix up a little bit, and then we can't wait to see how your self-portraits turn out. We hope you have so much fun this week. Bye.